Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and I've got another amazing initial assessment for you. We have the return of not only the character of the Sentry, but we also have the return of Paul Jenkins, the writer, the original writer of the Sentry, to the character. And what I love about this title is the artwork by Christian Rosado, I believe his name is. Let's see. I want to make sure I get it right. Yep, Christian Rosado. And to me, tell me whether you see what I'm seeing or not, but I'm seeing some very Jay Lee, but also some John Paul Leon-esque artwork. So it's amazing, amazing stuff that he is doing here. And it starts out by talking about Laika, who was sent to space by the Russians. They wanted to get to space before the Americans, so they sent Laika. Unfortunately, not 3 or 4 hours after they sent the rocket up, then Laika died because all of the systems failed, and it says a faulty capsule that heated over 104 degrees Fahrenheit just hours after takeoff. So you get to see an introspective side of the Sentry. And that's what I really like about this character, is because you have the Sentry, who is the golden guardian of good, and then you have the Void, which is completely the opposite. Just literally day and night versions of each other. And so for all of the good that the Sentry can do, then the Void can undo it. And what you're getting in this story is kind of the rise of the Void. And he meets Wilson Fisk, and he tells Fisk he's going to drop him, like a bad habit. And Fisk says, why? Why are you going to do this? And he says, why me? I don't understand. And the Void simply says, you people never do. So, and he's talking about the rich in general is, it's kind of like that argument that I'm seeing pop up again. Musicians going on stage to use their clout and their supposed authority to kind of tell people how they should vote, how they should think, how they should act. You're not there for that. You're not there to use your podium for political rhetoric. Okay? It's not a dance monkey dance type of situation. I'm not saying that. You have a right to feel the way that you do. But just because you have a platform, it's the same thing with actors. Just because you have a platform doesn't mean that you should necessarily utilize that platform to say everything that you want to say about personal feelings, okay? You should talk about your music. You should talk about where the music came from. If it came from a place of politics, if it came from a place outside of music, that's fine. Talk about that. But don't try to preach. Don't try to, take somebody and say, okay, well, you're wrong because of this, and this is the way that you should feel. No, because I'm my own person. I can feel however I choose to feel. If I feel differently, okay, one of my favorite bands of all time is Dave Matthews Band. Dave and I, philosophically and probably religiously is not the word I'm looking for, politically, are polar opposites, okay? I don't agree with the things that he agrees with, and he would not agree with my opinions on a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I still love his music. And I would like to think that Dave would want me as a fan, even though we are polar opposites politically. Okay? I'm not saying that makes him wrong. I'm just saying he has a difference of opinion. And I bet if I sat down and talked to him about these politics and how he felt and things like that in an interview, I bet in the end of the day, we would still come to some sort of mutual respect for one another. Anyway, to get back on track, I'm loving this artwork because it reminds me so much of John Paul Leon, and I miss that man. His artwork was amazing. Earth X was great. A couple of years ago at Ollie's, I managed to find a copy of his hardcover that he did with Kurt Busiek, which was a Batman story, Creature of the Night. That was excellent. Everything that he's done before his untimely passing a few years ago was amazing. And I'm just getting Earth X vibes all over again. So this is a lot of fun, guys. I truly enjoyed this book. There's a twist ending to it. I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but I'll tell you that dichotomy that I spoke of earlier about the good versus the bad. It comes into play, and I think this is only a 5-issue miniseries. Please, Paul Jenkins, this introspective look at a superhero's life and the choices that they make. We need more of this. Thank you so much for coming back to Marvel after all these years, and thank you for giving us this story with a character that you apparently have so much love for, and that you put so much time and effort and concentration into building a world around him that doesn't understand him but does respect him, because he is Marvel's Superman. But when Paul created him with Jay Lee back in 2000, they broke him. And the reason they broke him was to make him different from just a regular Superman archetype. Superman has a moral code. Bob Reynolds has a moral code, but it's somewhat twisted by the Void. So, initial assessment, you have to get this book. If you have any love for the character at all and you want to see more great stories by Paul Jenkins and this, about the Sentry, buy this book. Highest recommendation, AAA+. Just loved it. This was one of the most fun and yet engaging books that I've read in a very, very long time. If you read it, let me know what you thought. And if you didn't, please go pick it up. Give it a shot. See what you think. I think you're going to like it. Thanks, guys. I got a lot more videos coming. Have a great night.